Hi, so today we're going to be talking about what the four basic functions of money are. And that would be number one, a unit of account, two, store of value, three, medium of exchange, and four, standard of deferred payment. So let's go into a quick basic interpretation of what each of these mean. So, unit of account. So basically, money acts as a unit of account, basically meaning that money is the measure of exchange value. So money is basically the medium through which the value of all goods and services can be expressed. So basically, repeating that, money is the way through which the exchange value of all goods and services, we're going to write that as G and S, can be expressed. Now moving on to store of value. We have store of value. So basically, in order for something, money, to be a medium of exchange, money has to hold its value over time. If money couldn't be stored or held for some period of time and still remain valuable, it basically wouldn't solve what we call the double coincidence of wants, and therefore wouldn't be a medium of exchange. Now, third, we have our medium of exchange. This basically means that money serves as a medium of exchange or a way to trade or exchange all kinds of goods and services. Money basically allows us to facilitate buying and selling of goods and services. And our last value here is our standard of deferred payment. What that means is that lending and borrowing would basically be impossible without money. So now that we have money, it basically makes it easier to both lend and borrow. So standard of deferred payment just means that money allows us to lend and borrow. So just to recap here, we have four basic functions of money: unit of account, store of value, medium of exchange, and a standard of deferred payment. So now moving on. So assume something doesn't fulfill all four functions. Would it still be considered money? Well, to make this question a bit easier, let's kind of go into an example. So let's talk about bread. Let's see what we could do if bread was basically our money and we used it to fulfill all of these functions in our economy. So bread would be a very bad form of money because it doesn't fulfill all four functions. It's not a medium of exchange and doesn't have any unit of account. Different types of bread cost different types of things, and there's no one way to make it a standard unit of account. It's also much too difficult to exchange for goods and services. So right here with bread, and any commodity like bread really, we would put a big no. This would not be considered money. On the other hand, think about something like gold. Gold is an okay form of currency. It does have a set value. It can be a medium of exchange, and it does store value. However, this doesn't work super well because quality of gold, again, can change or differ between types of gold and how fine it is. So it's not bad, but it's definitely not as good as what we call money. So for something to actually be considered money, it is supposed to fulfill most, if not all, of the four functions.